Hello, my name is Peter Fitzpatrick, and welcome to my presentation on 21st century literacies. Literacy has always been a collection of cultural and communicative practices among people. As society and technology change, so does literacy. The world is ever-changing, and as a result, the approach towards teaching how to read and write needs to incorporate how children will communicate in the future. The rapid development of information and communication technology continuously transforming the way in which we live, work, and learn. ICT is the way of communication in the 21st century. 21st century literacies come in the form of iPads, tablets, iPods, streaming videos such as YouTube, torrent, easy accessible email, mobile phones for texting, also social media such as Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, Pinterest. This leads into communication online, which means social relationships online through SMS, blogging, email, and texting. The challenge students face is how to manage their visibility in these social relationships. The rapid pace of change means a struggle to keep up to date with technology, and frustration will begin to occur. Research suggests that advantaged students have far greater internet access at home than disadvantaged and minority students. At home allows an individual to play in the digital world. More confident users are advantaged as more information is accessed more quickly and easily. Successful learners are thoughtful, critical consumer and creators of information. The new competencies are often referred to as 21st century skills. Specific competencies that are needed in our current and future societies are key skills such as emphasizing, collaboration, and creativity. The key competencies are adaptability, ability to think laterally and critically. Also, knowledge, skills, individual attitudes, and attributes of a learner in 21st century. These also include collaboration, communication, digital literacy, citizenship, problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, and productivity. These are all essential for living in and contributing to our present societies. Multimodal literacy refers to meaning making that occurs through the reading, viewing, understanding, responding to, and producing and interacting with multimedia and digital texts. It may include oral and gestural modes of talking, listening and dramatizing, as well as writing, designing, and producing such texts. The processing of modes such as image, words, sound, and movement within text can occur simultaneously and is often cohesive and synchronous. Through the use and creation of multimodal text, students have opportunities to use linguistic, visual, and audio modes in order to experience, conceptualize, analyze, and apply meaning. When possible, and armed with information about the learning style habits of our students, we can use multiple modes of learning in order to engage students in meaningful literacy activities. No lesson requires the use of every mode, but instead should be an intentional response to the learning style needs of our students. The more ways we teach, the more likely we reach our students and hone their ability to learn. There are 5 key areas of professional learning of particular value for integrating multimodal text into classroom practice. They are as follows. Number 1. The knowledge and understanding about reading and writing multimodal texts that are delivered in different ways, such as paper, live, and digital electronics. Particular understandings about the design of multimodal text support the effective classroom use. These include an understanding that texts perform a particular function, time, within a specific context, and they are designed to achieve particular communication purposes. Number 2. Knowledge of the 5 semiotic systems of which a multimodal text can be composed. Teachers and students need to understand the codes and conventions of each of the 5 semiotic systems in order to make or convey meaning through them. Therefore, just as we now need to know and teach a linguistic grammar, we must provide teachers and students with a grammar that enables them to select and use semiotic systems effectively in a multimodal text. For example, when composing a multimodal text, they will need to make decisions about whether to show a character's emotions through sound, gesture, facial expression, or descriptive words. Number 3. Meta-language that facilitates the analysis, discussion, and understanding of multimodal text. Meta-language refers to the specialized terminology that describes how multimodal text works. For example, the grammar for each of the 5 semiotic systems provide meta-language for discussing how they convey meaning. Explicit pedagogies that make the process of reading and writing multimodal text transparent is number 4. Number 5. Ensure that the school has a balanced school-wide approach to the teaching of literacy and multimodal texts. It is essential that the school has mechanisms in place to assist teachers in maintaining a coherent approach to teaching with multimodal texts across all year levels in order to reinforce a common terminology for talking about texts and common understandings about them. A balance among the text types and the semiotic systems used must be also maintained through the school curriculum. There are, however, several challenges existing within this relatively new learning environment. We need to accept that there are unanswered questions within a time of transition for education as we continue to blend new teaching concepts with traditional approaches in regards to learning and teaching. We have to ensure that the incorporation of digital communication technologies, basic aspects of reading, writing, language learning, grammar, spelling, and punctuation are still explicitly taught. Students of today will need to be able to continually adapt to new technologies and to those literacy practices needed for each development. The reality is that even at this time of writing, newer communication technologies are emerging. Recently, Byrne and Wollstonecraft have demonstrated possibilities for teachers programming and assessing writing through students. They show the interrelationship between reading and writing in producing text and explain how students need to understand the meaning-making potential of different modes, particularly the relationship between words and images. Our aim should be to move away from the traditional practices of teaching with one modality for all students in a lesson. Instead, if we recognize that our students learn in different ways, then we also need to recognize that our students need us, when possible, to teach lessons with strategies that allow students to process information through multiple modalities. As future educators in the 21st century, we need to make literacies relevant